Hello, I have a question for you. Have you ever witnessed change in your organization? Maybe successful change, maybe change failure. Change is inevitable in an ever-changing society. According to Rick Mauer's book, Beyond the Wall of Resistance, 70% of change implemented inside of an organization fails. Today, I want to discuss the elements of change management, how to get reluctant individuals to buy into change, and give you a couple stories identifying successful and failure at change. According to www.smartsheet.com, there is 8 elements to effective change management. The first thing you have to realize is you need a roadmap to implement change successfully. It's where Kotter's change model comes into effect. The first 2 elements kind of go together. They are create a sense of urgency and build a coalition. People need to know why you're making a change. You need to get those people behind you for that change to be successful. Second is form strategic vision and initiatives. Those 2 also go together. You can't just force change upon people. You can, but it probably won't work. You need to bring in a specialized group that can represent the majority in order to successfully implement change. Third 2, enable action by removing barriers and generate short-term wins. Communication. It's repetitive. It seems to always be the problem, though. People can't get it right. The ability to communicate is vital to the success of a change. If you can communicate, then you can eliminate resistors of the change. You got to generate short-term wins. Reinforce the reason there was a need for a change and show what progress is being made because of it. The last 2, sustain acceleration and institute change. Just because you get a small win doesn't mean it's over. You're going to have to keep changing in order to adapt to an ever-changing society. And then again, reinforce it. Let people know, hey, great job, guys. Remember, this is why we needed a change, and this is the outcome of it. Next, dealing with resistant people to change. Forbes magazine also has a website, and they have an article called Overcome the 5 Main Reasons People Resist Change. You got to know those reasons first. Fear of the unknown, mistrust, loss of job security or control, bad timing, and a natural disposition to change. If you use the model of change, you can pretty much eliminate all of those. You bring in a group, so you build trust. You communicate it so there's no unknowns. That leaves bad timing and the natural disposition to change. You're not going to be able to always take everybody's individual problems into consideration, but you should try to take your time when implementing a change. Sometimes changes are needed immediately, but You need to definitely get the thoughts of the majority before you just go changing things and throwing people off. I'm sure, as I have, you have all dealt with somebody that has a natural predisposition to change or natural predisposition to just argue anything. Those people you have to kind of just work with. Get the majority. Don't worry about the few if you can get the majority. Now a couple of examples. Netflix and Blockbuster. Well, Blockbuster is an excellent example of a negative outcome of change management. In 1999, Reed Hastings paid a $40 late fee for the movie Apollo 13. Said, something needs to change. He came up with his own company that wouldn't incur late fees and would be more convenient for the customer. The company is called Netflix. Blockbuster made, the majority of their profits from late fees. Their response to Netflix? Try to partner with a bigger company to squash a small company. That big company was Enron Enterprise. As most of us know, Enron bankrupted. Blockbuster tried, but it was too late to implement a no late fee change. But their policies were conflicting. They got sued left and right. And in 2010, 8 years after Netflix was established, they were bankrupt. I like to end on a good note, so here's a positive story to change. Back in 2013, I was at Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. There was military cuts and increased deployments. We had half the people we started with in a year. But the mission didn't slow down. There was missed appointments, fatigue. People were tired, they were angry. A change needed to happen. Management saw this and decided to implement a plan. They first got a brand new young airman to come in and be a part of this discussion. The outcome was that they would schedule themselves, the majority of the workers, around the flying schedule. And when the jets weren't flying, people had time off. They had longer lunch breaks. They had gym time where they didn't in the past. The change was implemented successfully. Knowing how to change, knowing that there's going to be resistance to change, and examples of change will allow you to manage change. Thank you, and have a good day.